Hey everyone, I'm Brittany Aubain filling in for Kib and Aline, and today is Tuesday, March 19th. You are now watching Open, a program that brings the Bronx and New York City straight to you. Don't forget to stay connected with us via social media at BronxNet TV. For the second time in Bronx Week history, the Bronx Economic Development Corporation is accepting nominations for its People's Choice Award. This year's award will spotlight healthcare workers, with one recipient set to be inducted into the Bronx Walk of Fame. Nominations are being accepted through Monday, March 25th. To be eligible for the People's Choice Award in healthcare, nominees must have either been born in the Bronx or have strong ties to the borough. Joining me now to speak more about this amazing award is Bronx Borough President Vanessa Gibson. Borough President, thank you so much for joining us.
Yes, thank you for having me today on my birthday.
March
Yay!
19th, happy birthday.
Pisces season.
Love that. So, we're celebrating your birthday, and soon enough we're going to be celebrating Bronx Week, which this year's new edition is our Healthcare People's Choice Award. So tell us a little bit about that.
So we are excited for the second year in a row to host Bronx Week 2024, but to really announce the People's Choice Award. And this year we're going to spotlight a healthcare hero or shero, someone who resonates leadership, exceptional service to our healthcare industry, to patients and residents of our borough. And nominations are open, and we're asking residents of our borough to weigh in on who their healthcare hero is, who their healthcare shero is, who has really done exceptional work, gone above and beyond the call of duty, recognizing that our heroes and sheroes do this work every day. During the pandemic, we saw them on the front lines, risking their lives just to keep us safe and healthy. And we lost so many during COVID-19, and they forever remain in our hearts. And the healthcare workers need support. They need pay parity. They need to work in dignified, respectable places. We need to make sure we have more nurses and recruiting more nurses and other healthcare professionals. So we're very excited, and I want to recognize President Rob Walsh and the BXEDC team, Julian Drake from Bronx Tourism Council, really the entire team. We're very focused on Bronx Week 2024.
I think this is such a great award. If we look at the timeline, it was 4 years ago, just around this time where COVID-19 was this global pandemic, and it was a state of emergency. And like you mentioned, there were so many healthcare workers who didn't see their families for months, who unfortunately that we lost because of the pandemic. So can you just elaborate on why it is so crucial to continuing honoring our healthcare heroes even after 4 years?
I think it's always important to recognize them because they do the work every day without the accolades or the recognition, and they're always on the front lines. Healthcare is the greatest investment we can make because so many families need quality, affordable, and safe healthcare. They need wraparound services. They need trauma-informed care. We need healing spaces. We need to deal with trauma and mental health, children's mental health. We need to deal with behavioral health and primary health care, making sure that every family has access to primary health care. And so many families do not. They're underinsured. They're uninsured. They don't have Medicaid or Medicare. Older adults need to be supported as well as they're aging. We need to take care of veterans. We need to take care of our children. We have so many health disparities in the Bronx when it comes to being number 62 out of all 62 counties across the state, as determined by the Robert Wood Johnson Foundation. So we have to do better. We've made great strides and progress in certain areas, but we still have a long way to go. And I want to recognize Bronx Health Reach, Charmaine Ruddock, the Institute for Family Health, our own Bronx Health Link, Shirley and her team that do phenomenal work around maternal care, investments in birth workers, doulas, midwives. We want to make sure that we build out a Bronx birthing center for all of our birthing individuals, because African American and Latino women are 3 to 4 times more likely to die during childbirth. It's unacceptable. We have some of the highest rates of asthma, heart disease, obesity. We need to make sure that when we talk about healthcare, we talk about food equity, food justice, because they all go hand in hand together.
And to be eligible for this award, nominees must have either been born in the Bronx or have strong ties to the Bronx. So as the borough president, what do you consider having strong ties to the Bronx, and what does support in the Bronx look like?
Right, so we have a lot of our healthcare workers that are not necessarily natives of our borough, that are not born here, but they have either been raised here. They have been here for many years, 15, 20, 25, 30 years of a presence living in the Bronx and working in the Bronx, specifically working at one of our health and hospital institutions, our public hospitals, our FQHCs, our school-based health clinics. All of that is eligible, whether you are a physician's assistant, a CNA, you are a nurse, you're a certified nurse, nurse, you're a doctor, a physician, some type of skill set that's in the medical field. We want to recognize that. And I think allowing the residents of our borough to weigh in on it is something creative and innovative. The People's Choice Award. And last year, I want to recognize that the first ever People's Choice Award was in education, and we were able to induct Principal Luis Torres from CS 55 in School District 9, who's also the president of NYSESPA, the New York City Elementary Schools Principals Association, great leader in the Claremont area, Morrisania area, and he was our first inductee through the People's Choice Award. And now his name is enshrined along with 120 plus other Bronx natives and other influential leaders that have served us, whether it's sports, it's healthcare, it's acting, it's music, it's art, it's entertainment. I mean, people like Fat Joe, Remy Ma, SWV, Jennifer Lopez. I can go on and on about so many incredible pillars that have really done amazing work and continue to give back to our borough.
You know, I think this is such an exceptional concept because, yes, we have, like you mentioned, all of our celebrities on the Walk of Fame, but there's also the people who are still in the Bronx, still living in the Bronx, that are really helping do the work to help the residents that are here.
Right.
So let's just talk a little bit more about the fact that the winner will be honored with a place on the Bronx Walk of Fame. Let's once again just elaborate on that significance of the Walk of Fame.
So once we receive all the nominations on Monday, March 25th at 5 p.m. is our deadline, we will go through it internally and have our staff look, and then we will see which nominee has the most number of votes, right? And that person will receive a notification. We usually do a big surprise at their location. So a healthcare hero, so we may go to the hospital, the healthcare center, the FQHC, and we will let them know that they are the winner of the 2024 People's Choice Awards in the area of healthcare, and we will give them the details for the actual unveiling, which is Saturday, May 19th. Saturday, May 18th, along the Grand Concourse. And it's a beautiful ceremony in which we induct others, because we do have a process where we are honoring other Bronx natives, and that will be the People's Choice Award inductee, Bronx Walk of Fame 2024, along the Grand Concourse. And we're also digitizing the process. We are working closely with BXEDC. We got a grant through the state, and we're going to transform the look of the entire Bronx Walk of Fame along the Grand Concourse. You're going to have QR codes where you can just take a photo, and you can actually bring up the entire profile of all of our past luminaries that have been inducted. We're always looking for ways to be more creative in our work and really make sure that the Bronx Walk of Fame continues to bring energy. It started back in 1997 under then Borough President Fernando Ferreira. So I do want to recognize that all of my predecessors, Adolfo Carrion, Ruben Diaz Jr., have carried and continued that tradition. And now with the People's Choice Award, I think it's something different that allows residents of the borough to weigh in, because at the end of the day, this is their borough, and we want them to have a say in who's inducted into the Walk of Fame.
I think that's just, again, just such a great concept, such a great idea. So when it comes to selecting a nominee, what are some things that you think Bronx residents will be considering or thinking about when it comes to their healthcare hero?
More likely personal choices, their favorite doctor, their favorite OB or GYN, their children's doctor, their pediatrician, so many different factors I think that people will look at. Who has been instrumental in their own life? It could be a friend, it could be someone that they've met through work, through their professional career. It could be someone that works at the local healthcare center, a friend that they have gotten to know through the hospital setting. So I think it's a variety of things, and that's why we give a lot of latitude, because we don't want to be too restrictive where you're not able to pick someone that may fit in that category. So we allow a lot of latitude, a lot of options for Bronxites to come up with their favorite healthcare hero or shero. And I do want to recognize, when you think about the healthcare industry, let's recognize that many of our healthcare workers are women and women of color. They are the nurses, they are the social workers, they are the dietitians, the clinicians. They are the ones that have really been doing this great work. And sometimes they don't always get recognized. They don't get that thank you and that award all the time. And that's what we want the People's Choice Award to do. We want it to highlight someone that doesn't always get the recognition, but that has been doing the work behind the scenes and really been in the trenches when it comes to healthcare. They are saving lives every day, and they are reminding people that in their greatest hour of need, that someone cares and someone is there to help them through their journey of healing and restoration. They could be a victim of a crime or domestic violence or gender-based violence, or anything can happen. They can have an injury or an illness, they can become disabled. There's so many parts of healthcare that we recognize, so that's why we give that flexibility to allow residents to really come up with who their healthcare hero and shero is.
Yeah, I think being able to recognize our healthcare workers is so important. And you know, there are a lot of them that say, well, you know, I don't do it for the praise, which is admirable, of course.
Absolutely.
But it is also important to give people their flowers when
Yes.
they're doing such
Yes.
amazing work like
Yes.
this. So the Bronx Walk of Fame is just one of the many events that happen during Bronx Week. This will actually be my third Bronx Week with BronxNet. And in the past, we've seen some staple events, and then we see some events that, you know, kind of interchange throughout the years. So can you tell us what do we have to look forward to with this Bronx Week?
Bronx Week 2024 is going to be bigger and better than ever before. It starts on Monday, May 6th through Sunday, May 19th. And we are returning the annual Bronx Arts and Carnival Festival and the parade back to Marshallou Parkway. Despite a lot of just concern about the concourse, many people wanted it back on Marshallou, so we are returning there.
Okay.
Our infamous Bronx Ball is going to be Saturday, May 19th. We always have a health fair. We have an event honoring our centenarians who are 100 years of age and older, right? And we also have a veterans event. We have an event dedicated to educators. We are adding a new event that's going to focus on small businesses, working with BXEDC. It's going to be like a little competition where the best business can earn up to $10,000 in prizes and awards, and we're very excited about that. We also have an event that is obviously dedicated to health, as I mentioned. So we have a roller skating party usually. We have a silent disco. We're very excited about that. And we have a business luncheon where we recognize our businesses and labor leaders as well that are in the labor industry. It's essentially 11 days of just nonstop Bronx, everything Bronx. This year, we're also celebrating the 110th birthday of the Bronx that was founded in 1914. So we're working with our new borough historian, Angel Hernandez, and we're going to have an event around that as well, because we want to celebrate the Bronx. This is the one time where we get to highlight everything that's good about the Bronx. Despite a lot of what we hear and read about, there's amazing things happening in the Bronx, and we want to amplify that. The children, the families, the seniors, the voices of the people of this borough that live and work here, raise their families, that do business, that want to make sure that they see all of the fruits of their work. Bronx Week is everything Team Bronx. We are one Bronx. We are a global destination. We are a cultural entity. We are a beacon of just so many different opportunities, being the largest park that we represent, Pelham Bay Park. We are the greenest borough. We have Orchard Beach, also called the Bronx Riviera. We are the birthplace of hip hop. We have so much going on, and we want to celebrate that during Bronx Week. So for more information, I ask everyone to please visit our website, which is www.ilovethebronx.com. And that's THE, not DA.
You know,
The Bronx.
I think that's so much fun. You know, there's something for everybody. And so with that, Borough President, I want to say thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Absolutely. Bronx Week coming up.
To learn more about the Bronx People's Choice Award, go to www.ilovethebronx.com. Don't go away. We'll be back with more Open right after this.